we as a bloc now say that we would go in there and fight?
I think,
or talk with them?
I think when it started as a budding insurgency, early 2009, adopting dialogue would have resolved the situation because their leader, Sheikh Mohammed Yusuf, was killed in cold blood. But the Nigerian government made mistakes. That is why some of us who research into such militancies always advise our local governments that there is a point of no return. And that point of no return is when you use brutal force in clamping down upon dissent. There will come a time when the people will get used to the violence and would want to fight back. And Nigeria has already gotten there. And therefore, there is no way a winning Boko Haram insurgency would want to sit around the negotiation table. And therefore, the point is, we've gotten to a point where the only way we can resolve this thing is by going for the leaders of such groups and then causing, dissent amongst the groups so that we splinter them and then take advantage upon their division and do away with the phenomenon entirely. There can't be a half-hearted approach to the resolution of the conflict. You either drink deep or you do not taste at all. And therefore, now that our president has assumed the position of chairman of ECOWAS, Authority of Heads of States and Governments, I think he has to advise more because in the next 1 year, the reputation of this country is at stake. We are seen as a gateway to West Africa, and therefore a turbulent West Africa will not bode well for foreign investment into the sub-region.
Many thanks. You either drink deep or you don't taste at all. Those are the words of Ibrahim Ibad. He's an international news analyst. Thanks for joining us on News at 10. But we'll be doing some of the comments that you've been sending to our social media page very shortly. They'll hit your screens here. So there you have it there. African leaders should come together and fight terrorism. They should also provide jobs and stop young men. Well, I think the test is lost somewhere there. That's coming from Richard in Techiman. Jehula from Kintampo says, I'll provide solutions to fighting the terrorism. Jobs and jobs and jobs. And that's the only way out. Wow, that's a good one. Let's see how we'll be able to do that. Maybe you should get in contact with President John Mahama. But those are the comments. Keep sending them to our social media page. On Facebook is News on TV3 for you. But we'll be going on to something else, talking about Ebola. And the Ghana Health Service and the Ministry of Health is warning against the consumption of antelopes, bats, and monkeys. Well, the deadly Ebola virus is just around us. And it says that they are very much ready, though, but you also have to take the precaution. Do not consume them. Let's hear this.
We are not very far away from the situation. The eating is not the problem if it is well cooked, but then the problem is in preparing the bats, the monkey, and those animals that harbor the virus. Before you get the meal, you are infected.
There is no vaccination for the Ebola virus. Ghana is currently considering initiatives to contain the disease in case of an outbreak. The head of disease surveillance at the Ghana Health Service, Dr. Bedu Sarkodie, wants the general public to desist from coming into contact with bats, antelopes, and monkeys.
So as much as possible, when there are big gatherings like the Easter people meeting at the Kwao area, we have to stay away from the animal, the bats and the monkeys, and then also adhere to good sanitation measures. Indeed, the antelope, the African antelope, which is also another delicacy we use as bushmeat.
Outbreaks of Ebola have been reported in parts of West Africa, particularly.
All right, now talking deeper into this is the head of disease surveillance at the Ghana Health Service, Dr. Bedu Sarkodie. You're welcome to News at 10.
Good evening. Thank you.
Doc, now you've spoken about getting close to monkeys, antelopes, and bats. One very good example is one which is at 37. we're closer to it. How do we not get close to it? Have you considered the fact that that is a place that we all walk through all the time?